in case you're wondering, this bit of metal that I've just cut off, that's going outside over there to act as a main support against the garage wall when I put that bracket back up. Right, well, I managed to get some nuts, so that's one in there, obviously one up there. Trimmed that off up there so I could use this bit from here. That one's trimming back a little bit, and that one obviously one's trimming back a little bit, but that's in nice and solid. It goes back there. It's held up at the moment with a bunch of cable ties, so I can work on this end. And this support here is the bit I need to do something with at the minute. That's too long. I need to lift that up. Now, the reason it's held up with a bunch of cable ties there at the minute is because I'm working on my own. This is the hard part of being on my own in here. I don't have 4 pairs of arms or 4 pairs of hands. But what I have done is a load of measuring. You will not believe how much measuring I had to do. So I've measured this one, the track over here. I've measured it from the wall to the track, from the floor to the bottom of the track, and from the roof down to the track to make sure that that one's level. So I can do the same on this one here. So I've measured from the wall to the track, done from the floor, done from the roof. This one here, when it's on that main support that drops down there, that needs to go up by about 3 inches. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to get that lifted by about 3 inches, move this up, bolt it in loosely, and then have a look at it. Hopefully it should all be level, and then I'll have a garage door that I can actually use. Fingers crossed. Now if I bend this bit there towards me, that'll give us the right length that I need so I can use that hole. It'll also give us a bit of support on an L shape that can go up there against the roof and make it all nice and solid and level. So let's get this bent and then hopefully everything will work out. Well, that's all in now. That's the support, and obviously everything's loose and everything's just temporary at the minute, but they're all loose. And that one's loose, and that's just holding that in there. But that's all in place. I've marked it with, there's an X there, and there's another X up there, where I'm going to drill a couple more holes, give it a bit more strength and support when it's in there. That's just temporary to see if it works. In case you're wondering if that's actually straight to the wall where the door is. Now if I get this in the right place, hopefully you can see that's straight all the way along. That support there isn't exactly straight, but I don't need that to be straight. I need that track there to be straight, and by the looks of it, it is. Right, so I'll take that apart again, take that down, drill those other holes, and then get that mounted hopefully for the last time. And then with any luck, we'll have a garage door that works. Right, well that's the support in. So I've got those 2 bolts through, well, threaded bar with nuts on the end. That's hanging down where I want it to be. And from this side, that's what it looks like. So I'm just try and get leveled up there. So you can see that's hanging pretty much straight. And all I've got to do is connect that to that, and then I should have the track back on and working. Well, I say back on and working, what I mean is, or what I should say rather, is back on, ready to work. Put that on there. get this tightened up to hold that in place. Same on this. Same on this side, if I can get the grips in to hold it. I know I should be using 2 spanners, but I don't have 2 spanners the same size readily available at the minute. So I'll make do with what I've got. Right, that's on. Oh, that's nice and solid. Have a look at this. How solid that is. That's not going anywhere, is it? That's nice. I like that. So we can take those cable ties off there now. Get those off in a second. That's on. Now I'm going to do a quick measurement before I take the cable ties off, just in case I have to take the whole thing apart and start again. But it should be all the way along that track. Should be 30 inches away from the wall at the back, if I've done everything right. I'm not sure whether you'll be able to see this on here or not. I've tried to balance that there. That's also 30 inches. And you can see that's 30 inches as well. Hopefully that's come out on camera. And you can see that that's 30 inches all the way. So all I've got to do now is take these cable ties off. There we are. Right then. That's all done. That's actually amazingly solid, a lot more solid than it was. Bearing in mind, when it was first up here, it had 4 nails in this side and 4 nails in that side, holding all together. It's a shame really that he put the nails in, because if he'd taken the time to put bolts and nuts and bolts and everything through it, it's actually really good. It's really solid. I think it's as solid as that one is over there, which is brilliant, absolutely perfect for what I need. And you can see how solid this one is as well. Nothing moves that either. I mean, that's got an extra support in up there, but I think it's because where it bolts to the wall up there, that might be a bit iffy. It might be worth looking at that at some point. But they're both in, they're both solid. Hopefully they're both level. Certainly looks as though they're level. The measurement from the wall to the track is the same all the way along it on that one, and it's the same measurement on that one. I think that one over there is 14 or 15 inches, because obviously it's the doors offset a little bit to the garage. They're both roughly the same height from the roof, and they're both the same height from the floor. Now obviously the roof dips down in that direction. Now when I measured it, there's a difference in height of the roof on that side of the garage to that side of the garage at 2 inches. So from the floor to the bottom of that track is 77 inches, and for the floor at the bottom of the track I've just put in, 75 inches. So that's the 2-inch difference in the way that the roof slopes down. So that's worked out rather well. I'm pleased with that. Of course now I've got to shift all this lot and then get all that rubbish cleaned off there before I even attempt to open the door and have loads of rubbish fall down on me or whatever else I'm trying to get in here. So a little bit of tidying to do and a little bit moving around to make sure I've got space to get a car in. I'll put the tools away, of course. Right then, so, well, if you've enjoyed this video or you found it informative in any way, press the like button on the way out. And obviously you never know what you can do until you try it. Now when I took that track down, it was literally hanging on by a thread, or in this case by a couple of nails, and I had no idea what the measurement was or where it was going to go back up. To be honest, I didn't even give it a thought at the time. I was just wanting to get all the roof put on and get that sorted out. So I think on this occasion I've done really well. Oh, the one thing I do need to check, I haven't checked that yet, I'll show you that. I want to make sure that the track is still actually straight. There is a little bit of leeway in the pulleys, or the wheels, because they're on a bit of an axle that's about that long, and it slides from side to side in the housings that it's in. So if the track's out a little bit on either side, that'll take up the slack, and it'll allow the axles to move in and out as though the door comes back on the track. But I do want to make sure that track's straight, because it was before I tightened everything up permanently. There we are. See if I can get that in the centre of the screen and drop that down. Does that look straight? I know there might be a slight bow in the middle, but that's in the middle of it. The thing itself looks to be perfectly straight in line with the door. Yeah, I am actually really pleased with that. Come out rather well, even though I do say so myself. Well, that just goes to show you have no idea what you can do until you give it a try. And it's worked out this occasion. Absolutely brilliant. I'm over the moon with that. If you want to support the channel and get me the bits and pieces to do more stuff like this, I do have memberships available. There's a link below, just directly below this video. Just click join and that'll take you straight to there's 3 options. Right, I won't bore you to tears with the moving everything around and the cleaning up unless you want me to. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. If you want to see that, I'll show it. But I cannot see as how you're going to be entertained by moving old rubbish around, getting rid of it and sweeping the floor. I'll leave a link up here to the first part of putting this back on because it's been a few days in between by the time I got on with everything else there. I need to go on with the man to buy the bolts or the nuts that I needed. For now though, thanks for watching this one. Consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more content like this and all the rest of the stuff that I've been putting out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.